So boys, we are here some brand new Madden NFL 18 Giants franchise mode, and today we're gonna go do a little bit of preseason, see what our team is capable of in this preseason, if any of the backups play well, just kind of figure out what this team is gonna mold into for week 1 of the NFL regular season. So first things first, take a look at our, I guess, free agent market and see if we can add any players to this team. But we'll quickly do that first, just to look at the team and see what we need to add quickly. So yesterday I found out we do, like, our team is very young, obviously. The average age is below 30 for sure. But we'll go and take a look at some positions we need players at. And right now, it's middle linebacker for sure. We got to find somebody to go and play middle linebacker this season. And maybe some guy who can maybe progress a little bit too. Or just get a guy who's like already proven and go and just play starter at middle linebacker. And then next, like, left outside linebacker's fine. I think the tackle, yeah, it was good there. What else is on here? I think one of the offensive lineman positions. There's a right guard was decent. Center is great. Left guard is great. We have left tackle. It's all right. We'll go and leave it that way it is because he could develop. And tight end seems to be fine right there. So in this team, there's not really that many weaknesses. It's more about adding backups and all that kind of stuff. Free safety could probably add a backup maybe. Strong safety. We obviously have Landon Collins. He's great. So we're fine with him, plus we have backup with Duke right there. Kicker, we could probably need a new kicker. We could see if we could find one on the trade block at all and see if we could just go and acquire him for a pick or something like that. So, speaking of trade block though, let's go take a look at trade block before we do anything else too, just to see what's available on there, because we need the middle linebacker. It says we need left tackle, but we don't need a left tackle. Right outside linebacker, it says we need one. And tight end, it says we need one, as well as D tackle. So let's go to middle linebacker, see if there's anything on here for trades. So we have Nick Quaya Tukowski. I think I'm not saying that right at all, but we'll go and take a look at his stats right there in the trade block. So he's got 81 speed, 85 tackling, 82 block shedding. His hit power is great. His finesse moves need some work, but other than that though, he's actually not that bad, because you don't really need that many finesse moves if you're playing middle linebacker. Power moves, don't need that at all. Play recognition is kind of something you need, but he could probably develop pretty quick because he's 24 years old and normal development. And the rest, like block shedding, don't really need that, but it's still decent to have if you need to play the line. And yeah, he's actually not that bad though. He's pretty good with his stats. So there's an option right there for middle linebacker if you want to get him. One player we could probably acquire if we want to get like a player who's like ready to go and start right now, like no development at all in him to go and do. We got Perry Riley Jr. there, 80 speed, 89 tackling. His block shedding's great, hit power great, play recognition is great, and pursuit is great. So he's your model middle linebacker for this team, and we could acquire him if we want to. His cap hit is at 4.12 mil for 1 year, so we could do that possibly if we want to make any moves to get us started right now. But next up we have a couple other players, like we have Eric Walden at linebacker. We'll just go to middle linebackers just to see what's available for the team. And we got Malaga, we got Henderson, Washington, we have Jackson, got Connor, Irving, this team, like, there's a few great players in there you could probably acquire for this team. And one player I kind of have in mind to go and acquire could be Zachary Orr. So this dude, he's only 25 years old, 73 overall. His pursuit's great, his hit power's great, his tackling's great, his speed is pretty good. And like, he doesn't have obviously finesse moves or power moves because you don't really need that right now for the position. And block shedding, don't need that. Play recognition needs some work, but I think he could probably develop if we put him in the system long enough. So Zach Orr could be an option to go and play there at middle linebacker if nothing else opens up. And I think actually, who's even starting at middle linebacker? And we got Robinson at 73 overall too. So this team needs some work. Like, there's like a few positions here that are just fantastic, and there's some that are just not good at all. Like D tackle, backup D tackle, could need some work right there if you don't want to use Bryant. But Corbin Bryant seems fine though. I think we're good with him. Linebacker though, we need some backups. So I'm thinking of maybe signing Zachary Orr for the preseason. If he plays well, keep him on the team. If he doesn't, then we have a backup there, I guess. Nonetheless, let's go sign Zachary Orr on the team. There, he's not that bad. He'll do fine as a backup. So we got Zachary Orr there on the team. pretty underrated backup player if he doesn't pan out as a starter. But next up, we have like Darryl Washington, Henderson, like some of these guys we could sign possibly too. Ray Malaga too. His block shooting isn't the greatest, but those you don't need. Recognition 81, 86 tackling, 83 speed. He's actually not that bad. He's a run-stopping middle linebacker by default. So there is Malaga. Got Perry Jr. The thing is about getting Perry Jr., every time like I see someone start up a franchise mode and I see him always sign like the top player available, this seems way too easy. Like he doesn't put any work in his franchise mode at all if you just sign the top players available and just leave it at that. So Perry Jr., he's great and all, but I mean, his cap at 4.02 mil, we could spend that on a few backups and get this team developing soon as possible. So if we need to go and do anything, there's Nicole Jackson on here as well, 88 tackling. His play recognition is decent, 76 speed right there. He's great at tackling, that's for sure. Darryl Washington. This man is underrated though, I guess. Like his recognition isn't the greatest, but it's his prototype middle linebacker. So he's got a little bit of speed, great, decent tackling. He can get it done if we put him there. Aaron Henderson. Here's another man right here who's not that bad too. He is good at tackling, run stopper, middle linebacker by default. He's good as well. And then there's Cavell Connor. He's alright as well too. So there's a few options here we could probably pick up for this team, and right now I'm kind of thinking of either picking up Aaron Henderson or Darryl Washington. And Darryl Washington, his play recognition isn't the greatest, but if anything ever happens for like the line, like say we need somebody on the D line, this man can play a D line and step up great. And his hit powering is great, his pursuit is great, his finesse move is pretty good, his tackling is alright, and his speed is pretty good for the position as well. So Darryl Washington, why not sign him, I guess? He's got 2.03 mil, half the salary of Perry Jr. Plus, I mean, you just get a little bit more experience with him as well. So our team now, we got a middle linebacker there at its starter with Washington at 76 overall. Backup, we have Robinson. Then we have Orr. Anything else as well we need to sign? Maybe a backup free safety could be fun as well, because we need some backups for sure, and right now there's a ton of them on the market. Let's go to offense. Need any offensive backups? We could sign maybe a receiver if possible, but I think we're fine for now, as long as we do decent in the preseason. Like, Tavares King could go and develop as well, because he's great. He's fine. He'll develop in time if we give him time. Anything in the line, though? Left tackle, we have Flowers. It wouldn't hurt to go and sign a backup right guard or a backup left guard, because some of these guys are pretty low at backups. So we'll go and probably take a look at maybe signing 1 or 2 players on the line, then go and sign a few guys that are going to be designated for our practice squad after the preseason. Or even just wait for that too, because players will get cut nonetheless. So let's go to free agents, go and sign a lineman, left guard or right guard, go and play backup for that position. So we got Mackenzie Bernardo at 79 overall, but we don't want to get a guy as a starter. So we'll take a look at some younger guys like Greg Van Roten right here. He isn't that bad. He's 73 overall, 26 years old, 84 strength, 78 run block, 76 pass block. He's fine. We'll go and sign him, I guess. He's a great backup. Anything else? We got Orlando Franklin. We got Shelly Smith, Mosley. Mosley's got some strength on him, and he's 28 years old. He's all right. He's decently young. Anything else that's really young? We got Miller, we got Quigley. See this dude. He needs some work. Anything that's like 71. Barker. Barker's alright too, actually. You know, we'll sign him, why not? We need backups for sure, he'll provide that. And some of those dudes on the line can go and play practice squad if there's no room on the team. So, we got 2 guys, decent overall backups in Greg Van Roten and Quigley, I believe. Not Quigley, someone else. I already forgot their name. But, now it's time to go and find... Should we take a look at kicker, actually, too? We'll take a look at some kickers here in the market as well, because we need a kicker right now. And kickers could win you some ball games sometimes, too. And we need to win some ball games this season with the team we have. But we got Patrick Murray on here, 85 accuracy, 92 kick power. He's actually not that bad as well. We'll just go by young. We got Brenza, got 79 accuracy, 83 accuracy. Travis Coons, former Browns kicker, 82 accuracy. Spears got 77 and 91 kick power. Patrick Murray, 85, 92 kick power. You know, Murray actually might be the best option available. Patrick Murray. The great thing about this is, though, that most contracts are not really, like, they're not guaranteed. So if we need to cut a guy, we can cut a guy if we make a mistake in signing him. So we'll go and acquire Patrick Murray, why not, as a kicker, try him out in the preseason, because we want to build this team to be a great team, and that's, kicking is one of those positions you need to have a great player at if you want to win ball games. So who is, yeah, we got Rosas here. Yeah, we need Murray for sure then, because he's got the better pit power and accuracy to go and play. And then punter, I think we're fine with Whitwin. And punter, I think we're fine with Wing, because he's alright, he's decent. So, and he's fast actually too. 76 speed for a kicker is, or a punter is pretty good. So we can get down the field, make some tackles on special teams. But do we have any, like, I don't want to put Odell at punt return or kick return because there's obviously a risk for injury on there as well. So can we find a guy over 90 overall for punt and 92 for kick power, or for kick return? Because we need to find somebody who could actually take over and not get Odell injured when he takes his returns. Even though he is great, just don't want to take that risk. So the best kick returner on the market, obviously Devin Hester, the senior. He's 86 at kick return. He's pretty good as well. I remember he's, like, obviously a legend at 72 overall, 34 years old. So he'd be strictly more just a kick returning player on the team. He's got 91 speed. He's one of the best returners of all time. So you get Devin Hester right there. Anybody younger though, like, it sucks it's only 86 is the max though. Anybody younger though, we got Deja Johnson, who's 61 overall, 90 speed. He needs some work right there. But let's go to running back, because there's some speedy running backs that return as well. So we got Dexter McCluster, 7 years in the league. He's got 89 speed, 77 carrying, 87 speed move, 87 juke moves. So he's actually pretty good at the position he plays. Not good at trucking, not good at stiff arming, but good at returning nonetheless. But the next possible player is Bobby Rainey at 82 kick return. He's alright himself. But we have McCluster. We could try him out, but I think we have better players at the position already who could play it instead of Odell. So we don't necessarily need somebody there, but we'll go and try corners as well, because that's another speedy position here on the league. But yeah, we got Nick Marshall for corners. So it won't work out. We cannot find a player to go and replace Odell, at least for starter in the free agency. But we have a few players here on backups who could play well, and, like, obviously Shane Vereen, or we got Harris as well too, who can go and play. So we'll put Harris ahead of Odell, and we'll put probably Vereen ahead of Odell as well, right there. So I think we're good right now where we're at for that position. Most positions are actually not that bad as well, because we got backups on the team. Anything else so quick before we start this preseason? We do need a free safety backup possibly, and maybe another corner could be great as well, but I think we're fine for most of them. Offense, fullback's fine. Quarterback, we need to take a look at quarterback as well too. So one thing we'll go and sign quick is going to be a quarterback, and I think I have a guy in mind though who would do great at the position. So we'll go to there, and we'll see if he could play practice squad. Yeah, he can. So Jake Coker here. Jake Coker, former Alabama quarterback. I saw him a few years back on TV. He's alright. We'll go and sign him nonetheless. Good young player to go and develop. But is there anybody on the practice squad? Yeah, there's no practice squad yet. So we'll go, and we got another quarterback in the camps. And it's time to go drop some preseason probably. One last thing, we'll go and sign Colby Listenby at wide receiver for one of the positions, because we need some young wide receivers here on the team to go and develop, and he's one of them. So one other player before we do anything as well. We could sign maybe Marquez North, or let's see if we could find any good strength dudes at wide receiver. No, there's none. Oh, we're catching. Best catcher on this, Gavin Lutman. 90 speed. Let's see him again. He's pretty good. He's alright, but his route running needs some work. We also have Jeff Fuller there, former C in the CFL right now with the Argos, but 87 speed. His route running needs some work at 48, so we'll leave him off right there. Is there anything else on here as well? Chandler Worthy. He's not worthy as well. I think we're fine with our players right now because we have a few younger wide receivers who could play right now too. So, but first we have to go cut 5 players here on the team. So, I thought we could just start it off right there. We couldn't do that. But right now we have a few obvious cuts right there with Zach DOC. We'll go and cut him right there. Then we have Jadar Johnson, a free safety, easy cut right there. We have Jordan Williams, 64 overall, 24 years old. We'll probably just go and cut him right there because we don't need that. Travis Rudolph, 66 overall, 21 years old, wide receiver. But we only need to cut 2 more players. We have D tackle. We have Robert Thompson. Robert could be a cut right there as well. I think we could probably just go and cut one of these guys. We have to cut. We'll go and cut Robert right there. Then one more player there for the week. We have Travis Rudolph at wide receiver. Might as well cut him as well too. So there's what our cuts for this week 1. It's pretty obvious cuts, but I mean still cuts nonetheless this season. Let's go and try out. Let's go and sim this preseason game. It's the Steelers, and let's go check out the game box score, I guess, to go and see if we play well against them. And we dominated though, 30-13. We won that game in week 1 of the preseason. It doesn't really matter too much because it's preseason, but still a win nonetheless. Great to have in the system. So player stats. Eli, great game out of him though. 71 yards passing, 139.1 passing rating, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Then you have Davis Webb, 144, 90.4 passing rating, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and that's about it for us. Then rushing though, Perkins, 64 on 16 attempts and 1 touchdown, 4 per carry. And Darkwad, 43 and 1 touchdown, 12 carries right there. And Vereen looks like at 22 and 4 carries as well. Then at receiving though, receiving yards, we'll see what this is. Sammy Coates for Steelers at 73 and a touchdown. Harris for us at 64 on 3 receptions. Odell Beckham Jr. 46 on 3 receptions. Then we have Will Tye 37 on 4 receptions. Marshall at 30. Rodgers at 12 for the Steelers. Vereen at 11 and a touchdown. Pretty decent game out of the crew. And then next up is our blocking. So what sacks were allowed by our team? Let's go to our team. It's less confusing. So Greg Van Roten let up a sack. Other than that though, nobody else let up sacks here, at least blamed on them in this game. Then defense. Defense, we have 7 tackles out of Keenan Robinson, our middle linebacker. Corbin Bryant had 4 tackles there, 2 for a loss, 1 sack. Let's see sacks actually. 2 sacks out of Olivier Vernon. We have 1 out of Corbin Bryant, and we have 1 out of Romeo Aquara. Then we have interceptions. Any interceptions at all in this game? We have 1 out of Landon Collins. So was that Big Ben who threw that one actually? Let's see this for the Steelers. We threw the interception for them. And that was Big Ben. So we picked off Big Ben in that game. Love to see that. Then we'll go and check out kicking though. Kicking, we have our Giants. So Rose is 1 for 2 on the day. 53 was his longest field goal. Did he miss that one? Or did he actually make that one? He made that one actually. So what did he miss actually? That's the thing. Oh, he tipped 2 of them from beyond the 50. That's why. Okay, so I guess we're kicking way too far away though. I can't blame that one on Roses though. Nobody can kick that far away and that consistently in one game. So I'll give him that one. But Patrick Murray, maybe try him up for the next game. Just to go and switch up a bit, see if they could play well, both of them, and then we can make a decision on them. But let's see punting though. Punting, Brad Wing, great game I guess as usual. And kick return, any kick return touchdowns on the day though. Was there any punt return? No punt return as well. So who's playing at kick return though? We have 51 out of Vereen, and then we have Odell 26. Punt return, we have 11 out of Odell and 8 out of Vereen. So Odell's still getting punt returns and kick returns, even though I don't want him to because he might get injured, but we'll see what happens though. Hopefully nothing happens out of that. But next game we're facing off against is the Browns. So they have a lot, like even though they're a terrible team in real life, they're still a team to be reckoned with, though, because they're going to be great in a few more years of developing. So, week 2, don't need to cut anybody right now at all, so we'll go and see if there's anything on the free agency that was released, because some teams make some cuts that are pretty drastic in the first week, and you never know if there's any good players in here. So, let's see some signings, actually. So, the LA Rams went and signed Robert Griffin III there to a contract. Anything else on here? Vince Wilfork was signed by the Texans again. Okay. Is there anything else left on here for signings? Any good ones at least? We'll go with released, actually. Anybody released? So, we have Shelton, we have Bates, Perndum, Darius Barnes. We have a lot of releases, obviously, but Devin Street, Derek Jones, Miles White, Travis Rudolph, which we released, obviously. You could probably actually check out what the free agents are for wide receiver, because you never know if there's any speedy guys that are good. But let's see this. So I'm looking at practice squad eligible players here for the team, and some players actually caught my eye. And there's Greg Milhouse here, D-tackle, 68 overall. Pretty good stats for what D-tackle has, so we'll go and sign him nonetheless right there. Anything else left on here? We have like Gallic, Bowman. You have another D-tackle there, Calvin Hartlew. Let's see him. He's alright as well, but we'll go and see this, though. Kurt Maggot. Is Kurt great? He's alright, but his play recognition is way in the toilet. That would take forever for to go and develop that. But, Reese Demiscus. He's decent. Anything left on here for wide receivers? Travis Rudolph. So, this is the dude we actually released on there, so we'll probably actually bring him back for the practice squad, most likely. So, Travis could get a job still after this preseason, nonetheless. But, let's see anything else left in here for speedy wide receivers. You have KD Cannon, actually. He was released from one of the teams. He's got 93 speed, 80 catching. He's got some great stats, actually, besides route running, but that could be developed pretty quick. So, KD Cannon, why not sign him as well, because he's a great player to go and have in the team. So, I don't know who actually released him, though. Let's see that, actually. I saw he was released, but I didn't check what team, though. I don't know why I didn't. Justin Durant was signed by the Falcons, though. We signed Milhouse. Anybody else that was signed that was big? I know for sure that 83 overall middle linebacker is signed, too. It's probably in the first week, actually. So, Lions got Ray Malaga. They also got Nikita Whitlock. Anything else? Chris Watt to the Colts. Eddie Royal to the Lions. Vincent Jackson to the Jets. Anquan Bolden to the Texans, even though he's retired in real life. Anything else on here? Dan Carpenter to the Seahawks. Anything else? And we have our signings. Okay. So, anything that... Let's see, released, though. Who released KD Cannon, though? So, the Jets released them. Okay, so I don't know why the Jets released them. They must have some pretty good wide receivers. But still, we got KD Cannon. I'm pretty happy. But we had to cut 2 more players, though. That sucks. I want to try out KD. So, at right outside linebacker, we have Eric Pinkins. We'll cut him. We don't need him. And Curtis Grant there as well, middle linebacker. We'll go and cut him. So, we'll go and play KD Cannon there at wide receiver next game for the backups because he's a great player. Let's go on the depth chart and find him on there and put him at a position to go and play. And then we'll go and play the next game against the Browns. And we take the W against the Browns once again. And it's just Eli Manning had a great game, though, in that game against the Browns. So Eli shining in the preseason nonetheless, getting warmed up for the season. We won 39-16, so we dominated the Browns in every course of the way. But let's see how we dominated them, though. So, for the game for passing, Eli 138.9, 157, and 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions on the game. Great game out of Eli Manning. Then Osweiler, he actually played well for the Browns. I'm surprised. 60 yards passing, nothing. But, let's see, Davis Webb, though. He had a poor game, 70 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception there for Davis. Deshaun Kaiser, even worse game with 21.6 passing rating, 61, and an interception. Then rushing, though. Rushing yards. Perkins, great game, though. 70 yards, 19 carries, but he had a fumble. That's kind of sucks. But Vereen 39, we have Duke Johnson at 32 and a fumble. So people are fumbling all over the place today. But receiving yards though, Brandon Marshall 67 and a touchdown on 8 receptions. We have Ricardo Lewis at 35, Odell Beckham Jr. at 48 and a touchdown. Ingram at 21, Crowell at 23. Let's see our team though. Harris at 23. Let's go sort this properly. Perkins at 29 and a touchdown. We have Harris at 23, Ingram at 21. Any receptions though for Ricardo or Roger Lewis? And there isn't. So how did they not get any receptions though? I'm surprised. It's kind of sucks, I guess. But let's go and check out blocking though. And it looks like 2 players let up sacks with Michael Bowie and Eric Flowers. Defense, we have 11 tackles out of J.T. Thomas though at right outside linebacker. Pretty good game out of him. Then sacks, we have 2 from Devin Taylor, 1 from Avery Moss, half a sack from JT, half a sack from Valentino Blake, half a sack from JPP, half a sack from Dalvin Tomlinson, Gasilas, Aquara, and that is it. So tons of half a sack players, but still, we got to the quarterback. That's why we won the game, ultimately, in the end. So, pretty good game out of our players, but in interceptions, we have 1 out of Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie there in the game. Kicking, though, we have 2 for 2 from Aldo Rosas. I said I was going to go take him out, but, I mean, come on. He's a good kicker, though. We'll go and give him a chance. But next up, though, we'll go and bring in Patrick Murray for the next half of the preseason. See how well he plays. If he plays well, that's great for us, I guess. Let's go and change the team a bit. Do we need to go and cut some players, though? We probably do. And actually, we don't at all. So, week 3, we are doing well. We are 2 for 2 so far. I mean, 2-0 in the preseason. Doing great, as always. Let's go and take out that kicker, though, and bring in Patrick Murray. Bring in Murray right there. And we'll see how well he plays in the next game, though, because he has better accuracy, better power. He should be a better kicker by default, though, and he's the same overall. So, hopefully he plays better than Rosas, though, even though Rosas played pretty solid, though, for the attempts he had that weren't beyond 50. But, anything else I need to go and check out before we do anything? I think we're good, actually. We have the guys we want to play in. So, yeah, let's go and sim this game, though, against the Jets. They did release KD Cannon, though. So, KD, you got to step it up if you play or actually get a reception for once in this game. Let's go and sim this one. But before we do anything, though, first, actually, I forgot about this. Take a look at the transactions, see if anybody got cut. That is a shocker, because you can get some good players if it actually happens. Anything on here? Bears traded Nick Kwiatkowski to the Colts for a 3rd round pick. Okay. Kalen Clay was released by the Panthers. Dennis Pito was signed by the Rams. Anything else in here? Let's go just do cuts. Released. Daniel Braverman was released by the Bears. Anything on here that's surprising? It doesn't look like it, actually. There's actually barely any releases. So, I think we're fine for now. We'll go and take a look. Let's go and sim that game against those Jets. And now we're 3-0. So, we beat up the Jets. Now we gotta cut 22 players here on the team. That's a lot. Oh my god. So, let's go and check out this game. See how well he played. We also have a practice squad too, so that helps out a bit. But we won 33-23, I believe, if I saw it right. And we did. So, we played well against the Jets. It wasn't like it was kind of a close game, but nonetheless, Eli, he stood out from the rest, though. 257, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 118.3 passing rating. Then we have Davis Webb, 95.8 passing rating, 10 yards passing, 1 touchdown, and that's about it. Then we have Colin Kaepernick for the Jets, 138, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So Kaepernick was signed and is by the New York Jets. Finally, a team that realized that Josh McCown and whatever, like Ryan Fitz, is probably going to be worse than Colin Kaepernick, though. Why not sign him, and he played pretty decent. So let's go and take a look at the next thing, which is our rushing. So Matt Forte, 65 on the ground for the Jets right there. Vereen, 56 on the ground, 15 carries, 3.7 per carry, and 1 touchdown on the game. Perkins, 56 on the ground, 1 touchdown, 3.5 per carry. Then that is about it. Eli actually had 13 yards rushing there too as well. and Darko had 21. Let's actually just do strictly Giants stats. Then receiving yards. Odell played well, 81 through the air, 1 touchdown, 13.5 per reception. Great game out of him. Let's go sort this actually. Then 74 out of Sterling Shepard, though, on 4 receptions, 0 touchdowns. Then Marshall at 39 and a touchdown. We have Harris 31, Ty at 19, Rainey at 10, Ellison at 7, Ingram at 3, and K.D. Cannon against his former team had 3 yards, though. Great game out of him, though. I'm just kidding. But, it sucks he didn't actually get more receptions, though, in the game, though. It would have been fun if he played really well against his former team. Let's go to blocking, though. Blocking, anybody let up sacks. We have 1 out of Eric Flowers yet again. Then defense. Defense, 9 tackles out of Landon Collins. He had 7 out of Darryl Washington, a middle linebacker. Eli Apple had 6. Vernon had 5 and 2 sacks on the game, though. Great game out of him. Let's see sacks. And he's only going to get registered a sack in the game with 2. So, Vernon played well, but everyone else, let's see interceptions, any interceptions at all. And we have 1 out of Keenan Robinson, our backup middle linebackers. So, great game overall from the boys. Then kicking, though. Kicking, 0 kicks on the day. Couldn't really judge Patrick Murray in this one. Punting, we have 2 punts from Brad Wing. And kick return, 1 from Odell. No touchdowns, obviously. And punt return, no touchdowns. 1 from Vereen. Then, let's go to the next thing, which is our cuts, and then we'll go play the Patriots in the last game in the preseason. Hopefully you play well, and take out the 3-0 Patriots, and remain undefeated here in the preseason. So this week, we'll find a whole bunch of great cuts here on the team, because it is one of the last weeks of the preseason, so lots of cuts. And 1 cut, though, already is Cardale Jones, though. 1 quarterback I've been looking at for a while, but the problem is I believe he has slow development, so he really has no shot to go and develop at all in this game. But let's see some releases, though. No adding to their practice squad. Any big releases? We have Rashad Ross, Logan Tom. Oh, wait, that's earlier. Okay. We have Jordan Poyer, Brandon Tate, Centrell Henderson. We have Cardale Jones, DeAndre Coleman, Wes Saxton, Rashad Ross. Anything else? We have Bernard Pierce, Cody Latimer, Chris Lewis Harris, okay, Billy Wynn, Juwan Thompson, Adam Goddess, Jordan Taylor, Tyrone Holmes. Anything from the Browns, though? Anything good? Yeah, Kevin Hogan, okay. We have Rashad Higgins, George Atkinson III. Anything big, though? We'll take a look nonetheless at the free agency, but anything on here, though? Anything at all? It doesn't seem to be much, though. It's pretty much just expected cuts, and maybe there's a few decent players that are cut. Yeah, Dexter Mccoy here, another guy I've been looking at picking up as a backup for these safeties. So, I'm also just going to get him right now for the team. So, Dexter Mccoy, former CFL player with the Eskimos, great player overall. He was dominant in the CFL when he played for the Eskimos. He won a Grey Cup in 2015, and he left the NFL to the Chargers. So, let's go pick him up in this game, because he's great. But we'll go to free safety and find Dexter Mccoy. We have Raheem Moore Sr. there too as well, but it just seems that we have Dexter Mccoy who's younger right there. So Dexter, welcome to the team, to these Giants. So we got Dexter Mccoy here on the team. Anything else left on here, though? We have former players on the team last year for the franchise mode for the Browns, Raheem Moore Sr., and we have Tremaine Williams Sr., or Tremont Williams Sr. So, okay, that's looking pretty good, I guess, for the team right now. Also, Bacardi Rambo there, too, as well. Former Brown player in the franchise mode last season. But anything else left on here to do? I guess we have to go cut 22 players and add them to the practice squad if we cut them. So, let's see this. Who can we add to the practice squad? So, Jake Coker, we'll add into the practice squad. Mikhail Thompson, okay. We'll leave him right there. We'll go just the strictly players to the practice squad already. K.D. Cannon, he can go to the practice squad. Roger Lewis Jr., we'll leave him up in the squad for now because he might be able to play. But Adam Biznowati, we'll put him up here, I guess, to the practice squad. Jaron Jones to the practice squad. Tavares King. Should we cut him? I think we probably should because we'll give him an opportunity for Roger Lewis. But we'll go, yeah, we'll just cut him, I guess. And then we have Ryan Murphy right there. We'll leave him for now. Awa, we'll leave him for now. Colby Listenby, we'll go move into the practice squad. Millhouse, I think you probably move into the squad, but we'll go and wait for now. We have Rosas. Rosas could need some time in development, because it looks like Patrick Murray does have better overall kicking power than Rosas. So I'll probably wait for now, but we'll go and move Avery Moss to the practice squad. Anything else on here? Wayne Gallman. Okay. So we're getting into players that are pretty decent, but I don't know. We got to move 16 players, though, so we got to make some pretty drastic cuts if you want to get this done quickly, or even just done effectively, too. So, Lacoste. We'll go and cut him. We don't need him. Halapo. We'll probably cut him. Mikhail Thompson. I'll probably cut him. Josh Johnson. We'll cut him for sure. Easy cut right there. Adam Geddes, left guard. We'll probably leave him for now. It's got 12 more players. We have Deontay Skinner from right outside linebacker. We'll probably cut him, actually. Nat Burhey. Really didn't see much out of him yet, but we'll go and cut him as well. Roger Lewis, I'm thinking of probably either moving him up to the main squad to go and play, or we'll just leave him and move into the practice squad after this. But Murphy, though, we'll leave him on the team, though, for sure. Awa is fine where he's at. Millhouse, we'll move him to the squad. Why not do that? Dexter McCoy, we'll leave him on the team for a backup because he's not that bad. Kerry Wynn, you could probably get rid of him, actually. But did he play well, though? I think he played decent in the preseason. Kerry Wynn. You know what? We could probably actually find somebody better than him in the free agency, actually. Chris Burker, left guard. We'll leave him right now. It's got 8 more players. We have Jay Bromley there at backup D tackle. Wayne Gallman. You know what? We gotta maybe cut. Yeah, actually not cut, but trade Wayne Gallman because we have way too many running backs that are too good for this team. We also have Sean Drummond, though. We'll go and cut him because we don't need him. Bromley, Barker, 7 more players here. So we'll move Roses to the team. We'll just move a whole bunch of players to the team if we can. Can we? Roger Lewis will go and move him to the team. See if we can find anybody if we can cut a wide receiver to bring him up to the main team. But right in Awa. We'll leave Awa, though. We need him. Geddes, though. Do we need Geddes? Okay. I don't think we need Geddes, actually. You know what? We'll cut him, actually. We'll see what happens. Murphy, we have 4 more players. Barker, we'll leave Barker, Bromley, Gallman. Gallman, I want to trade because he's going to get picked up easily if we put him on the squad. And I think he's got some value to him. Bromley, we need some players, though. Barker, do we need Barker there? I think we do. He's actually pretty good. We could probably move him at right guard, actually. Let's go actually to right guard. I want to see what's available. So we have 66 overall, 24-year-old Dunker and John Jerry. Jerry's fine. Let's see, left guard. Left guard, you have Barker, Van Roten, and Poog. Obviously, we'll leave Poog. Right tackle, Hart and Fluker. Left end, Aquara and JPP. Right end, we have Awa and Devin Taylor and Vernon. Do we need Taylor, actually? I don't think we need Devin Taylor. Because Awa could easily play that position, like, fantastically. Let's see what he has to offer. Yeah, actually, yeah, we'll put Awa there, actually. We don't need Taylor at all. 3 more players. D-tackle. Bromley, Tomlinson, Bryant, Harrison. We'll keep those guys around. Left linebacker, we have Mark. Actually, we don't need Mark Herzlich, actually. But that means we have to go sign somebody, though, at left outside linebacker, because we need somebody there. Or we just move somebody around, too, from middle to left. Because we could move BJ Goodson to left. You have Keenan Robinson at backup. Yeah, we'll do that, actually. Right outside linebacker, we have JT Thomas at third. You have Casilla, so they're fine right there. Corner, though, we have Michael Hunter, Valentino Blake, Eli Apple, Dominic Rogers-Camardi, and so on. Free safety, you have Dexter McCoy, Darian Thompson, and Andrew Adams. Strong safety, we have Ryan Murphy, Hanicho, and that's about it. Kicker, we have Murray. Punter, we have Wing. Anything at quarterback, actually. Quarterback, we're fine right there with the players we have right there. Running back, we have Gallman, Darkwa, Perkins, and Vereen. This is why we need to go and trade either Gallman or somebody else, because we're way too stacked at the running back position. Probably Gallman will probably have to go. But we'll trade him, which means one more cut on the team. Let's see wide receivers. We have Norwood, 27 years old. He could probably go, actually. So we have Harris, we have Shepard, Marshall, and Beckham. So we'll bring up one of the players there for wide receiver, but we do need to cut some tight ends though too. We have Darryl Adams, we have Will Tye, and Evan Ingram. We don't need this many tight ends though for sure, so we gotta make a move here on both these guys before we do anything, because you don't need like 3 tight ends on a team. Left tackle, we're fine there. Left guard, we need to move one of these players as well. So what should we do here actually? That's the question. We'll go and trade Gallman because we don't really need him on the team. He's getting barely any reps, and he's young and he needs to develop and get reps. Let's go and find Gallman, bring him onto the trade market, and make some trades. So you can get a trade done right there for the player right there. We'll go and find some players we need to cut though, desperately. And right now, tight ends, we don't need what we have in Ty or, like, Ingram is fine right now. We just need like a backup player, and that's pretty much it. So go and cut Adams off the team because we don't need him. Because we have like 3 tight ends though, it's way too many for me at least. Cut Adams, even though he is 24 years old, we do not need him on the team. It just has to be the way it is. So could we actually move him to practice squad? That'd be fine for us. Yeah, there you go. So we got him on practice squad now. Let's see our squad now after that, because it could be full. It could be actually close to full. Let's see how many slots that are left open. Is there any? And they're all filled up. So I think we're good. We gotta cut one more player actually. So there's no recommended cuts here at all for this team, but is there anything we could find to go and sneak a cut? Left guard, you have Barker, Van Roten, and so on. So we could maybe just go and cut Barker, to be honest. That just might be the better option. Yeah, we get cap space, cool. So we cut everybody we need to do. We added players to the practice squad. Let's go check out our practice squad officially after those cuts. So we have quarterback Jake Coker, kicker Rosas, tight end Adams, wide receiver Listenby. We have Lewis Jr. You have Katie Cannon, Biswati, Moss, Jones, and Millhouse. So a pretty fine looking practice squad right there. But first, we'll take a look at free agents, see if we can go and get rid of some of those players and bring in better ones for the squad. Let's go to eligible practice squad players and see what's available. So we have Larry Ogunjobi, okay. Pretty big cut right there if we ever cut him, but you know what, actually he might be a good player for us. Larry Ogunjobi. Do we have anybody else at D-tackle that doesn't need to be there? Because he could actually almost start actually, or play, not start, but play backup. He's better than Bromley. Yeah, he is better than Bromley, okay. Pretty interesting right there to see that. Like, let's actually find an end, though. Even though we can't get Ogunjobi, let's see if he'd actually play the end, though. Because that'd be great for us. Ogunjobi. He could actually play the end if we try him at the end. I mean, he wouldn't be that bad an option for the defensive end position. So, he's a rookie, 75 overall, 23 years old. You could probably just sign him and see where we could put him on the team. Because he's young and he's great value. We also have Deshaun Hall there, 73 overall, 22 years old. Could play the end as well. Actually, he is a D-end. We'll sign him as well. Right there. And if some of these players don't work out, bring him onto the practice squad. And we also have Roberto Aguayo. Remember him? Yeah, that's right. So, he could technically play for us, but I don't want him, though. I just don't want him. Jalen Marshall. He's alright himself. We have Ronald Blair III. Left end right there. He'd be great for the end as well. But anything else left in here? Trent Taylor. Let's actually see if there's any speedy guys. There's bound to be some. Jakeem Grant, though, 96 speed, though. This man is insane. 24 years old, 67 overall, great route running, or decent route running, great speed, great catching, and acceleration. Shelton Gibson, he's similar, but let's see some kick returners, though. any kick returners on this one. Anybody on here? We have Jalen Marshall, and that's about it. So that kind of sucks. But even putting that one player, that 96 player there on the return wouldn't be that bad, actually. He'd be great for us. Because I remember getting that one... I remember last year the Browns franchise mode, that was great for us. But for returners, because we did well with the players we had. But we'll go and just sign Jakeem Grant. Bring him onto the squad because... why not? We'll go and move him over after. But some quarterbacks, though. Kevin Hogan. This man is cut. He has 80 speed. His accuracy isn't good deep. His awareness isn't good. His medium accuracy isn't the greatest. And his play action isn't the greatest as well. But we also have Christian Hackenberg, though. 68 overall. He's 1 year in the league. 95 throw power. His deep accuracy needs some work. Same with medium and short. But he's got slow development, though. Lakeda. Joe. He's alright as well. And Cardale Jones. Slow development once again. It kind of sucks to see that, but I guess it has to be the way it is. Kevin Hogan, though, he is alright, though. Like, he is not that bad. It obviously needs some development, but in due time, he could be decent here on the team. But we'll go and leave him right now to where he is right there, because we don't really need a quarterback. So, who on here can we find for a backup position? So, at D-tackle, we have Bryant and Bromley, but we also have Ogunjobi, though. Ogunjobi is great at what he does. I kind of want to keep him on the team. And there also is Hall there for a backup at right end, though, too. He's pretty good. Aquara, he's also good as well. So, let's go and bring over Hall to the left end position. Bring him over there and see how well he does. If he does well, then he does well. Now, our right end positions and left end positions looking pretty good right there. But the problem is we have JPP at backup right there. That's not good for us. Actually, we gotta go fill this around in the depth chart, though. It's way too hard right there to go and figure things out. So, let's go figure out what we need to go and cut, because we need to cut some players after that. But anything on here, we have running back, we'll bring up Gallman right there. Fullback, we have right there. Wide receiver, we have Will Todd, we have Jakeem Grant, the speedster right there. But I kind of want to bring up what we have from our practice squad, though, because we have a few good players right there. But tight end, actually, why is Will Tye playing wide receiver, though? We don't need him to play wide receiver. Actually, we'll just leave it right there for now. We'll figure it out later. Tight end, we have Will Tye and Ingram right there. Left tackle, Bowie and Flowers. Left guard, Van Roden and Poog. Center, we have Richburg and Brett Jones. Right guard, we have Dunker and Jerry. Right tackle, we have Hart and Fluker. Left end, we have Vernon, Aquara, and JPP. But we could probably bring up Hall right there to be backup as well. Then right end. Right end, we have a lot of left ends, though. That's the thing. Why do we have that? It's kind of odd. Why is Vernon even playing that? That doesn't make any sense. We'll bring him down right there. Bring JPP down right there too. That is weird, though. Unless they play better at their opposite positions, though. Because it did say that Vernon plays better at right end than JPP. So, I guess move JPP to right end, I guess. This is really confusing, though. Okay. So, JPP, a left end, will be playing right end this season. Anybody that's actually good at playing right end at right end? Nobody right there. Okay. Left end, we have a lot of backups. Right end, we have a lot of left end backups. Okay, so we're good right there. Then D-tackle, though. D-tackle, we have Bromley, we have Ogunjobi, Bryant, Tomlinson, and Harris. So Bromley, we don't really need actually in this team. If we need to cut anybody, we'll cut Bromley. Then left into linebacker. We have Kennard, we have backup Casillas, and so on. Then middle linebacker, we have Orr, Robinson, and Washington. Okay. Anything else in here? We have right, we have Casillas, Thomas III, and Goodson. Then cornerback. Cornerback, we have a few fine players there at that position. Let's see anybody. Jakeem Grant, though. Here's a guy who can actually do some returns. Okay. This is what I've been looking for. So we bring Odell down. We don't need him to do returns, though. We don't want him to get injured. We have Jakeem Grant there at kick return, punt return. We have Where's Jakeem Grant? 89 overall. He'll do great there too. So we'll give Vereen to do punt return. Actually, we could probably just get him to do kick return actually too. Kick return and punt return for Jakeem Grant. And the rest seems actually pretty good though. I think we're fine. So we could go cut some players like, I don't know, maybe Moss or Jones or somebody like that, because we need to make some cuts and bring some players down. So what cuts we left to do on this team though? We gotta make some quick moves right here, quick, because it's getting way too long. So quarterback's messed up as always. I don't know why I messed up right there. Any easy cuts though? Any easy cuts? So we can cut Bromley. We can cut. You know what? We don't need Bromley at all. We have a lot of D tackles. We'll cut Bromley. And one more player left. Murphy. Yeah, I think like there's Dexter Mccoy is an obvious cut, but I want to cut him, but I don't want to cut him at the same time. I think we're fine, but damn it. So we could probably actually move one player down to the practice squad though, because that's what I was thinking of doing anyway. Let's go to our roster right there and bring down one or two players there to the practice squad, or get rid of some as well too. So practice squad, who do we need to get rid of here on the team? Anybody old? We have Darrell Adams though. Darrell Adams, to be honest, we don't need him at all on this team at all. I guess we have really no room for Dexter Mccoy anyway. Like, he'll get more playing time on a different team probably than what we have here in the Giants though. I don't want to play backup. We could probably play a different team. Let's do this. We don't need him. Our team is good now, but we'll go and bring up one player from the practice squad and just go and sign him, I guess, because we don't have any options left in the team to go and sign players to the practice squad. So let's go and find one player to go and sign to the squad. So we have guys like Marcus Williams here, 74 overall, 20 years old. They're easily going to get picked up there in the practice squad if we even sign him, but we'll see him anyway. So he's great overall. We could sign him to the team as a backup too as well. But we also have guys like Xavier Woods. We have Blair. Like, some of these dudes are actually pretty good. Kicker though, let's see this dude. Zane Gonzalez. He's got 96 kick power, 80 accuracy. He's decent. Let's see, left guard. Left guard's pretty good right there too. Jalen Marshall. You know what? This left guard is actually pretty good for a backup too. I'll probably sign him to the squad. Right there. So we got our practice squad filled out right there with some players that are pretty good actually. One last thing, then we'll go and get rid of Ryan Murphy right here, because I want to sign one other player here on the team that I think will be pretty good for what we have for some backup depth, and he's pretty young too. And that man's name is Marcus Williams. He was on the free agency like a couple minutes ago, and I just need to pick him up because he's 20 years old, 74 overall. He's great. I don't want to leave him on the market for somebody else to take him and for him to develop into a beast. So our team looking great right there. I believe we have all the positions filled out right now for this 1 week. Oh, we have one more cut. Okay. Let's cut one more player on the team. So we have Jakeem Grant, a returner, or let's cut somebody else. So you have Darren Thompson here, or Deshaun Hall. So some of these guys, like, they don't need to be in the team. Like, we have too many backups kind of thing. But I think you could probably move one more guy to the practice squad though, I believe. And one man we could probably move is, I would say, Thompson though. We don't really need him here on the team. So we'll bring him to, or even Jakeem Grant. One of these two guys actually. Because we don't, like, he's a great returner, Jakeem Grant. It's tough actually. You know, Deshaun Hall, we could probably move him to we'll move him to the squad. He's playing like third backup though, so we need some development for him anyway. So we just made some mistakes right there, corrected them, and now we're going to go into week 4 here of the NFL preseason and go and see if we can go 4-0 against the Patriots. So I don't know yet if we won that game, but we have one new injury on the team. Let's see what this is. Better not be Eli. And Brett Jones, broken wrist, 7 weeks here on the deadline, the injured list. So our backup center is now gone, but we can have a few guys move over to center if we need to actually have a backup. So we're going to take a look at our preseason if we can. Actually, I'm not sure if we can. Is it on our regular season, preseason? And we lost 38-33, heartbreaking game there against the Patriots. I cannot see any stats because we sent past it, so it's gonna have to be the way it is. So that was our NFL preseason. We went 3-1 there in that, and we played pretty well in pretty much every game. We gave it our all, and we played very well there in the preseason. So that was the preseason for this NFL Giants franchise mode year 1. We'll go and just take a look at the team and see what we really added here on the team for players. So going around, we added Van Roten right there. We added, I believe, there's a few players in their backups positions, but who else we added here? We added like a couple other players. We released a few players. We added Listen B. We added Jakeem Grant at returner. Who else did we add? We added on defense a lot of players. We had Ogunjobi from the free agency. We added, who else? The backup free safety, though, I believe. Marcus Williams right there. Then we added a few players at linebacker, like Zach Orr, and so on. So we had a pretty effective NFL preseason. We went and saw what our team needed, and that was defense. We added that a bit there. Hopefully could develop there in the season. So anyway, I'll guess on this episode off right here. Next episode will be game 1 there of the NFL. Obviously, the NFL regular season. One thing before we go and end this one off is our season goal. So, what are we actually going to finish this season for wins? So, I'm guessing maybe 8 wins might be our deadline. Like, might be our most. Because this team is good, but they're not great. So, we'll probably set ourselves at 8 or 9 wins on the season. We'll probably go 8, actually. Yeah, we'll go 8. So let's do this. 8 wins in the season. I believe we could do it. So, but I guess on this episode off right here, make sure to click subscribe for more Giants franchise mode. Next episode will be game 1 there against the Dallas Cowboys. Week 1 of the regular season. You got to check that one out in the next one. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.